everyone, Emily here, and today I have for you another Advent unboxing, and then I'm going to show you what I'm thinking of reading, my pile of possibilities for the 2025 Fully Booked Reading Challenge. So let me get on with the unboxing, and then I'll explain to you what that means, my challenge. So day 20, here we go. This is so funny how beat up this is. Is this the right day? I think so. We'll hope so. Oh, ooh. This is exciting. I'm gonna have to try this one tomorrow. Toffee pretzel. Notes of savory pretzels and buttery toffee. That sounds absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to try this one. Seriously, that sounds just delicious. Two of my favorite things. Okay, so the Fully Booked Challenge. I have the Always Fully Booked 2025 planner, and it's a vertical planner that I plan on using, and I'm going to apologize about the light. I don't have a ring light that I could put behind me, and it is 5 o'clock in Central Illinois, so it's dark out, so hence the wonky lighting. So the Always Fully Booked planner comes with a few challenges. The A to Z, which a lot of people do. It's not like a Always Fully Booked challenge. Then it has their own Fully Booked reading challenge. And they've got on the cover prompts and color prompts. And then they have like a genre reading challenge, read through the ages, and then read kind of like reading around the world. So the Fully Booked challenge has 4 times 4 is 16, 32 prompts. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 8 times 4 is 32. Right? Yes. Okay. So it has 32 prompts. And I have mostly worked to do like the A to Z books or on the cover prompts if they will also fit these prompts. So that way I'm not reading. I mean, now granted, I'm on track hopefully to read 100 books this year. And that I did that last year, and I read like 120 books the year before. So to be fair, 2 years ago, I binge read Ice Planet Barbarian and Ice Planet Clones, and like I binged those 2 series over the summer. I'm a teacher. I have free time, and those read fast. But I do like chunky books. So I can't do like a reading challenge where it's like I can't repeat books. So that's why I do it this way. But I decided I wanted to release my pile possibilities for the Fully Booked challenge, just in case, like if someone is out there watching who has this planner and is not quite sure what to use for certain prompts, then they have ideas. And this is going to be really chaotic because I didn't like pull them out in any kind of order. I have a stack of books in a bag next to me, and then I have my TBR cart next to me. So I'm going to be having to search and pull and talk at the same time. So this will be really interesting how this goes. So prompt number 1 is a 2024 award-winning title. And James by Percival Everett has won some awards. And as most people know by now, especially with the Goodreads awards, this is it's kind of like a retelling of Huckleberry Finn, but from James' perspective, and we get to hear his voice. Oh, shoot, I did not pull that book. There is, one of the prompts is a book with 25 letters in the title. I'm telling you, it was really hard to find, and I did Goodreads and I went through my list of owned books. Wow, was it hard. But I finally found the fact that The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle has 25 letters in it. Yes. So my complete works of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, or the complete Sherlock Holmes, is sitting on my shelf. Forgot to pull that. So, but I do plan on reading that. A book set in Europe. Oh, shoot. I'm dropping books. Either North and South or Mansfield Park. North and South is by Elizabeth Gaskell, and it's the tale of like industry meets country living. A book with a snake on the cover. Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver, which this is a like modern retelling of David Copperfield. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can see without this light. Oh, okay, that's better. Whew, sorry about that. But now my notes are really kind of dim, so we'll see how much I can see. A genre hybrid book. This is where I have to go digging through my bag. So this genre hybrid book is a book that I have been meaning to read for far too long. And next year, it just needs to be the year that I do it, because I've heard phenomenal things about it, and that is the 5th season. Now, I can also use 5th season and really the whole series as an award-winning book, because it all won the Hugo Award. And this is, from what I understand, a child is kidnapped and the mother is in search for it. I don't really know. I don't really know. Post-apocalyptic, I think. I don't know. But I've heard phenomenal things. And I've been meaning to read this for far too long. So there's that. Then A Locked Room Mystery. This also is coming from my bag of books. And that is The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie. I desperately want to read more by her. And this is the first Hercule Poirot. She's also a neurodivergent author. She was dyslexic, so if there's any challenge that has neurodivergent author, that would work. Then the next prompt is a BIPOC. Features a book with a BIPOC protagonist. Here's my bag of books. And actually, this is representing... I've already read this book, so I'm not using this book, but I'm going to use the 3rd book in this series that I'm really looking forward to, and that is Legend Born by Tracy Deonn. And I'm probably going to have to do a reread. I've read this twice. I've read Bloodmarked once, but it's been a little bit. I feel like we've been waiting for the 3rd book for a while. So I need a refresher on book 2. And I was really excited for some of the developments in book 2. But this book is about a girl who goes to like this, I don't want to say it's an immersion program, but it's like it's a program for bright high schoolers at UNC Chapel Hill. And it's like secret Arthurian society. So that magic from that meets magic from like her African heritage. And it's about racism and slavery on our history and its impact on modern times. And I've really been enjoying this. So I'm looking forward to book 3. All right, the next prompt is a book with a season in the title. And I could only think of one book that I have that has a season in the title. And that is A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos. And I don't really know too much about this series. It's a YA fantasy series, and I've heard wonderful things about book 1. And so I've been meaning to dive into this. This has been on my TBR for some other challenges, and I have yet to read this book. So fingers crossed next year. because I also do want to start focusing on books that I've had for a little bit and I just have not read yet, and making those decisions of, is this something I want to read and keep, or is this something that I need to like unhaul and clear up some shelf space. Okay, then the next prompt is a book that was released 25 years ago, which is so wild. Like, I remember I was working downtown Chicago when Y2K was happening, and like all of the fear leading up to it, just wild to me to think about that. But the book that was released 25 years ago is Fever 1793 by Laurie Halse Anderson. And this is about Maddie Cook in 1793. And I believe the scarlet fever breaks out in Philadelphia. And having lived in Philadelphia and seen all those historical places before, like I lived there for a year, but seeing those historical places, like I think this will be a fun book to read. And then also, once I read it, then I can bring it to my classroom library. A book about revenge. I, again, forgot to pull it, and that is A Study in Scarlet by, again, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. So it's the first Sherlock Holmes book, and I actually read half of it years and years ago. And the problem with my reading it years and years ago, so I read it and I was reading it at like lunch breaks at work, and I was so highly distracted because people were chatting. It was their lunch break. Naturally, that's perfectly fine. But Sherlock Holmes is dense and hard to read. And so I was like, I'm not going to finish this until I think that I can figure out who solved the murder. And I had absolutely zero clue. I'm not going to do that this time around. This time around, I'm going to just read it because I don't think I'm going to have a clue who solved the murder. Or who is the murderer, sorry. The next book is a book with a time of day in the title. And that is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I have not read anything by her, but so many people I know rave about her, and this has been suggested as the place to start with her. And this is set in Paris during World War II, and I believe it's about two sisters. I could be wrong. Yeah, two sisters separated by years and experience, by ideals, passions, and circumstance, each embarking on her own dangerous path towards survival, love, and freedom in German-occupied war-torn France. So looking forward to that. And then it says, soon to be a motion picture. I then can watch the movie, which I'm sure will be way worse than the book because they always are. The next prompt is a book set in a school. And a lot of these books are set in a school. Some of the action occurs in a school, so we're going to count it. Not all the action occurs in a school, but it's any Keeper in the Lost Cities book I'm going to count as a book set in a school. So I just happened to pull that one because that was the first one that came out of my TBR cart. Although it's not the first one. I need to read 8 first before I read 8.5. Then the next book is a book recommended on social media. Now, I'm currently reading this book, so I'm going to count whatever book in this series that I will next read. I'm just pulling the first book because it's just the easiest to pull rather than try to pull off my TBR cart, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I'm currently 50 pages into it, and so far, all I can tell you is this is about Selena Sardothian? No, Selena Sardothian. I don't listen to audiobooks, so if I'm pronouncing her name wrong, I apologize. Please correct me in the comments below. So she's an assassin, and she's hired. She was in the salt mines, and she's pulled out of these salt mines. She was enslaved in the salt mines for some reason. I'm sure we'll get that in Assassin's Blade, her backstory and how she got there. But she's pulled to be in this competition to be the king's champion, and she's been told by the prince that should she do this and then serve his father for like 5 years or so, then she will earn her freedom. And so she takes him up on that offer. And off we go into the Throne of Glass series. That's all I know so far. Then, oh, I could use that one too. There are a couple of possibilities that I could use for the next prompt. So the next prompt is a book with a body of water in the title. I could do A River Enchanted for that because a river is a body of water. I can also do Tom Lake by Ann Patchett, which I also do need to read this for the hardest reading challenge ever because this is set in spring. And this was recommended at the most recent BookTube Besties virtual reading retreat. And it's set in spring of 2020. And Laura's 3 daughters return to their family orchard in northern Michigan. And they beg their mother to tell them the story of Peter Duke, a famous actor with whom she shared both a stage and a romance years before. I've heard wonderful things about this book, and the cover is just beautiful. Then the next prompt is a book that you meant to read last year. Oh man, there's so many. I could use The Dead Romantics because I wanted to read that last year. I could use any Throne of Glass book. I could use so many books, but for right now, I'm putting I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman because I want to prioritize this, and this is a post-apocalyptic story about 39 women who are imprisoned in an underground cage, and they're watched over by guards, and then one of them, one day, the 40th prisoner, a young girl, escapes into the world. So, looking forward to reading that. Now, can I fit it back on my TBR cart? Oh, I don't want to force it because it's a nice new cover. I don't want to. We'll put that back on later because I'm afraid I'm going to force it and I don't want to bend my cover. I get so picky about covers. I like if I could keep the book as new looking as possible, I want to keep it as new looking as possible. So I was really upset. I somehow my new Assistant to the Villain book. Yes, I've already read it, but the book that I bought was brand new. And it slipped and fell and the back cover bent. So now I have this big crease on the back cover and I'm so upset. But classics, I have no problem breaking the spine. To me, I feel like they need their spine broken, but other books, it's so upsetting. A book by a new to you author. I can use so many, but I'm going to use Five Broken Blades by May Copeland. Again, just because I need to prioritize this book. I want to prioritize that didn't sound good. My Book of the Month books. All right. Told you this is going to be chaotic. Then the next prompt is a sapphic book. And this is How You Lose the Time War by Max Gladstone and Amal Al-Mutar. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I apologize. But this is correspondence between 2 rival agents in a war. I've heard really good things about that. That is super cute. A book with over 400 pages. I was ambitious and I put Wind and Truth on there. So fingers crossed that I read Wind and Truth. Otherwise, I can probably easily find a book that will fit that prompt. Easily, if I binge Throne of Glass series, I might substitute a Throne of Glass book for Wind and Truth. Then a book with food in the title. Man, I could use a salted caramel. Sorry, I want to say caramel. I'm like, no, I'm from the Midwest. It's caramel. I can also use, where did it go? Huh. It disappeared on me. I had written down that I was going to use Cheddar Off Dead. I know I have Cheddar Off Dead somewhere. It just disappeared. Or I could use Kernel of Truth. Okay, but I'm now really confused where Cheddar Off Dead went. Oh, it's down below. Down below. Cheddar Off Dead is down below. Or Cheddar Off Gouda. The next prompt is a book features women in STEM. I did not want nonfiction because I just struggle with completing nonfiction. And I've read all of Allie Hazelwood stuff. So I'm trying not to do rereads. And then, there was another book that I was like, no, I don't want to do. I can't remember. But at any rate, The Fake Mate, and I don't remember the author. I don't own The Fake Mate, but it's a romance. I think obviously fake dating with fake mates, and the premise of it looked cute, so I'll have to track it down through my local library. Then a book with chapter titles, meaning it's not chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. The actual chapter has a name. And the Book of Doors, oh man, the Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. The chapters have titles, so we're going to read that. A book with dual timelines. Oh, James just fell over. A book with dual timelines. This author is known for doing dual timelines, and that is The Forgotten Garden by Kate Morton. That cover is also really beautiful. Come on, go in, yay. A book set in Canada. If I choose to do a reread, I'll do Emily Climbs, which is book 2 of the Emily of New Moon series, or I will do The Glass Hotel or Sea of Tranquility. I'm not sure which I'm supposed to read next by Emily St. John Mandel. I have read Station 11. These books are kind of standalone, but they're also kind of part of a trilogy. I'm not really sure. So I do have Sea of Tranquility and The Glass Hotel still to read. So there's that. Then the second book in the series. So I could do the second book in the memoirs of Lady Trent. But I know I already want to prioritize that series for next year. So I put down a book that I was like, I'm really hoping I like this series. Because I know for some people the series does not work. But I'm hoping. I know for many people rave about this series. And so this next year is the year to read the Broken Earth trilogy. So I'm going to read The Obelisk Gate for that, which is book 2, the Broken Earth trilogy. A book with wings on the cover. A lot of fantasy books have wings on the cover. I mean, but I'm going to use The Tropic of Serpents because those are wings. A new release is the next prompt. I have a Book of the Month subscription, so I could use pretty much anything from there. But I am looking forward to a few new releases next year. January 21st, Onyx Storm. I probably will use that because once that book comes in that weekend, that's all I'm going to be doing. I'm looking forward to Rebel Witch, which is book 2 to Crimson Moth. I'm looking forward to, I think it's The Rat King is the name of the title, which is the next Cassandra Clare book in the Swordcatcher series. I'm toying with, do I want to continue on with Fate Inked in Blood? I'm not 100% sure. And I know Megan Brennan, who wrote The The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy and The Undermining of Twyla and Frank. She has a new book coming out in July in the same world. So I've got ideas for new releases. Then the next prompt is an enemies to lovers story. So that'll be Rebel Witch, the Crimson Moth sequel. Done. Forgot about that. Then the next prompt is a book with a gem or a stone in the title. Well, I'm getting a little literal here. That'll be The Stone Sky, which is book 3 in the Broken Earth trilogy. And then, I don't think I have this book, do I? No. The next prompt is a book with a flower in the title, and that would be Rosehaven. I don't know who wrote it. I just wrote it down. I don't remember who wrote it. I don't remember anything about this book. I just wrote it down when I was looking for a book with a flower name in the title. Because I was like looking at my books and I'm like, I don't have anything with the flower name in the title that I can think of off the top of my head. So I don't know why Rosehaven is written down, but there it is. And then the last book is a book that has been on your TBR for over a year. Oh, lots. So I could use lots of that for that prompt, but where did it go? I'm choosing, oh, it's not going to come off. Nope, it's not going to come off. All right, I'm going to leave it on the shelf because I don't want to fight my shelf. But I'm going to do Cathedral of the Sea, which is by Ildefonso Falcones. He wrote, I'm probably butchering his last name, I apologize. So that's the story about the cathedral that's being built during the Spanish Inquisition. Whew. So I've got some good books planned. These are all possibilities. Look, if I complete these challenges, cool. If I don't, cool. Reading is meant to be fun, right? I do want to complete the challenges simply because I have books on here that I've been meaning to read for a while. So there we go. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, hit the notification button. All of those things really help me and my channel grow. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.